So hello and welcome everyone to today's presentation where we're going to be looking at a question from Yusuf. Let's see what Yusuf is asking me. There's his question. Can we use also in a negative sentence? For example, say, let's say in a situation, he doesn't have a car, I also don't have a car. The short answer is no. And now we have to look at why, and in order to look at why and what we can use instead, we need to look at a group of words which include also, to, as well, so, either, neither, and no. So let's start with these four words, also, to, as well, and so. We can only use these words with affirmative, with positive sentences or positive situations. For example, if we say Jenny likes vegetables, so likes is a positive verb, we can use also. We can say I also like vegetables. Notice that also goes before the verb. We can say I like vegetables as well, so at the end of the sentence. We can shorten to the auxiliary and say, I do as well. We can use to. Again, to goes at the end of the sentence, not like also, which is in the middle. I like vegetables too. We can use only the auxiliary, I do too. And we can shorten it even further to just me too. A very important point and a very common mistake I hear from a lot of you is also saying things like me also or me as well. You must avoid this. The only word that combines with me in a situation like this is to. That's your only possibility. Me too. Okay, you can use also and as well, but in the other structures that we have looked at. All right. We can also use so in this positive situation, but then you need an inversion. So comes at the beginning of the sentence, and then you need to find the auxiliary and invert. So do I, right? So this is all, these four words are the words you can use with positive or affirmative sentences, not with negative. So what can we do with negative sentences? We go to these words, either, neither, and nor. Just a little pronunciation point. You can also pronounce these first two as either and neither. Either and neither are very common in American English and in some accents in British English. But in standard British English, it's either and neither. So now looking at the grammar part of this, we use these three with negative ideas or sentences. So if our original sentence is now negative, Jenny doesn't like vegetables, and I don't like vegetables either. You must avoid saying I don't like vegetables too, or I don't like vegetables as well, or I also don't like vegetables. Those words must not combine with a negative verb like don't like. You can, again, just shorten the whole sentence to the auxiliary, I don't either. Now, if we remove the not word from the sentence and go to the shortest form, which is me, either changes to neither. So that negative, don't, that has disappeared, appears as the little n that's attached now to either. Me, neither. And if you use the inverted form, the equivalent of so do I, again, we use the negative word, neither. And now we can also use nor. So neither and nor are both possible in the inverted form. Neither do I or nor do I. Now, I do have a little note here for you. Remember that if you just shorten your sentence and don't want to repeat the whole thing and just use the auxiliary changes according to the tense, obviously. So for example, if we had the positive sentence was in the past, Jenny ate a lot of meat, then you have to use did. I did too. If you use so for the inversion, so did I. In the negative, it's the same thing. Let's say we use the going to tense, which is formulated with the verb to be. Jenny isn't going to eat any salmon, and me neither, easy, but neither or nor am I, because we have to follow the tense to use the same auxiliary. Right. Either or and neither nor are double word conjunctions, and they are the opposite of both and. So for example, if someone says, can I have both cake and ice cream? You have two possible answers. No, you can have either cake or ice cream, so it's a choice between the two. Or no, you can have neither cake nor ice cream. You remove both choices. And these words, either and neither, yes, they can also appear on their own. So if someone says you can have either a pear or a banana, which one do you prefer? You can say, I don't mind, either will do. You can complete your sentence by saying either of them will do. Or with neither, it's the same. I don't like either of them. I don't like either. And I like neither of them. I like neither. So I think these are all the usages of the words either, neither to complete the picture. But I'd like to mention one more thing. And it is that in a dialogue, if you don't want to think about, is it a negative sentence, a positive sentence, or what's the auxiliary? There's a lot to think about when you want to use these structures. And sometimes, okay, you have the flow and it comes out naturally because you've been practicing. Sometimes it's just too much to think about these aspects in a dialogue. There is one expression that you can use every time, with the positive, with the negative, and in any tense. I don't know if you can guess what that expression is. So someone says, I don't like salmon, I love meat, and you can just say, same here. That's the shortcut for all of that. So if you are in doubt, use this expression. Because if we look at, for example, I've eaten too much, so we have two aspects to think about. First, it's positive, so we can use to or so. And secondly, what's the auxiliary? What tense is this? It's present perfect. So I have to say, I have to, or so have I. But if it's just getting too much, just say, same here, I've eaten too much, same here. And it works with the negative too. For example, I won't be able to have dessert. Again, you have to think, okay, won't be able, negative, I need to use neither, me neither, or now I have to invert. Oh, okay, what's the tense? Oh, future. So the auxiliary, neither will I, or nor will I. There's a lot involved. I mean, it's great, mental exercise, do it, but if you're not in the mood for it, just go same here, right? So that's your shortcut. But the last thing, make sure you don't use same here to reciprocate a sentiment. So let's look at this sentence. I'm looking forward to our chat. Now you can say same here, means I'm looking forward to our chat too. Me too. That's fine. But if someone says, I'm looking forward to seeing you, now you want to reciprocate. If you say same here, what you're saying is that I'm looking forward to seeing myself too. So because it means I'm doing exactly the same as you. So be careful, that would not be appropriate. We need to use another expression when it's reciprocal, when it's not just parallel, but reciprocal. Again, maybe you can guess what this expression is. I hope you've guessed it. It's likewise. So let's go again. If it's I'm looking forward to our chat, and you are also looking forward to the chat, you can say same here, or me too, or so do I, etc. But if it's I'm looking forward to seeing you, and you want to reciprocate, to return the compliment, the sentiment, you have to use likewise, because now you mean I'm looking forward to seeing you too, or as well. Okay, that's the end of this lesson on these words. I hope it's helped to clarify the usage. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson. For more on this topic, click here. Remember to also check out my complete online course, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and happy studies!